Emotions hold a lot of power. They have the ability to affect us and our lives so much, and when they go unaddressed, they can affect us for years to come, even entire lifetimes. Repressed negative emotions and experiences actually have the power to manifest as physical ailments in our bodies, and oftentimes this is the cause for many of the physical ailments that people experience. Whether you acknowledge these emotions or not, they will affect you and your life. Therefore, you might as well do what you can to work through them. I know this is a scary thing for a lot of people to think about, and in some cases, the emotions are so deep and have been there for so long or were caused by an experience so intense that seeking professional help is necessary, whether through therapy or other types of treatment. However, I don't want you to overlook your healing capabilities and the power you have to work through a lot of these things on your own with the help of some tools. Experts certainly have their place in this, but you are very capable of healing yourself as well. The first step in releasing negative emotions is to acknowledge that they're there. You might have spent most of your life ignoring them and pushing them away, which is the comfortable, understandable thing to do. So you have to begin to address them and acknowledge them more and form that habit. It might feel like extra work or like you're adding another thing onto your already full plate, but you need to start to understand that these negative emotions don't go anywhere. No matter how much you ignore them or avoid them or push them away, they will continue to affect you and your life no matter what you do. The only way to truly release them and release their effect on you is to look them straight in the eyes and work through them. Make a habit of paying attention when negative emotions arise within you. And what I mean by negative emotions is the emotions that tend to have a negative connotation associated with them. Anger, fear, jealousy, guilt, shame, regret. Do what you can to form the habit of acknowledging these feelings when they arise instead of pushing them away, and more importantly, paying attention to what is causing them. Our emotions are always trying to tell us something. We don't experience them for no reason. So if we can find a way to use that insight, we give them a purpose. And this looks differently for everyone. It could mean taking some time to reflect, journaling, or simply creating a note in your phone that you go to every time you experience something like this, and you make note of what emotions you're experiencing and what might have caused them. The more you do this, the more you will train yourself to acknowledge the emotions in the moment, which is the time when you're most able to pinpoint what caused them. And this will provide you all the information you need in order to work through them and eventually release them. The second step is to learn to comfort yourself in the moment when these negative emotions arise. Self-comfort is one of the most important skills we can learn as adults, but it does take time and it doesn't come naturally. The key here is to overcome your tendency for avoidance. Again, avoidance might help you temporarily, but it's not benefiting you at all in the long run. We want to discover what will help you feel better without you having to repress and ignore what your body and your mind are begging you to pay attention to. Self-comfort looks different for everyone, and it can take some time to discover what will work best for you. Think of things that make you feel good but are not addictive or harmful to you in any way. Perhaps there's an activity that was very calming for you when you were a child and that you haven't done in a while. Maybe there was a TV show or a movie that made you feel really good when you watched it. Maybe you liked building things with Legos and that just helped take your mind off of whatever was bothering you. Maybe you simply like to curl up in a blanket and lay on the couch for an hour. You could try that activity again and see if it still provides you the same amount of comfort, or you could tweak it to better accommodate your adult self. Otherwise, you could try something completely new. Looking up a list of calming activities to do online could be very helpful if you can't think of any. It's important to remember that oftentimes when we are dealing with emotions, we're dealing with our inner child. This is partly why our adult selves have a tendency to want to run away from our emotions. We do not enjoy feeling childish. This is also why the best forms of comfort in these moments are the ones that acknowledge and adhere to the needs of our inner child. The third step is to establish some sort of ceremonial way of releasing your negative emotions. Humans have used ceremonies and rituals for all types of things over the years, and this is because they can provide a very powerful healing experience. In the Western world, the word ritual can have a negative connotation associated with it. However, a ritual can be anything you make it and can have an incredibly healing effect on you. There are many different forms of rituals that one could use to release negative emotions, and you could completely make one up for yourself. Again, it's so important to experiment and see what feels best to you. But I'll provide a couple of options that I have tried in the past and that have worked for other people. You could take a piece of paper and write down the negative emotions that you want to release, as well as what has caused them. As you write them down, visually imagine yourself pulling the negative emotions out of your body and placing them on the page. Once you're done, bring the paper outside, and at this point you can either put it in a fire-safe bowl and burn it, or you can dig a hole in the soil with your bare hands and bury it. This ritual is most powerful when done under a full moon. Another option is to fill up a bathtub and add anything that provides you comfort, whether it's Epsom salts, essential oils, crystals. Then, as you are enjoying your bath, visualize the water drawing the negative emotional energy out of you. Afterwards, as you drain the bath, thank the water for helping you release these emotions. And yet another option is to go outside on a windy day, stand in the wind and allow it to blow past you. Speak your negative feelings and experiences into the wind and allow them to be carried away. You could also pick up some leaves off the ground and hold them in your hands as you visualize the negative emotions and experiences, and then let them go one by one into the wind. You might have noticed that each of these rituals uses one of the 4 elements. I have found that elemental rituals can be really powerful, and I've noticed through my own experience as well as the experiences of people that I know that the elements we feel most connected to are the ones that can help us the most. For example, I am very connected to the earth and water, so I tend to try to use these elements in the rituals that I do. I want to make a note here that you might practice a ritual once and expect yourself to never deal with those negative emotions or think about that experience ever again. And that's just not how it works. Repressed negative emotions have very deep roots within us, and it takes a very long time to completely clear them out. But in time, especially if you continue to practice what I have spoken about in this video, you will get to a point where you are much less affected by them, and you will have all the tools you need in order to continue to work through whatever comes up for you in the future. Do not overlook your efforts. The fact that you're even watching this video demonstrates how much you care about your own growth and healing journey. You will get to where you want to be, but remember to be kind to yourself and patient with yourself in the process. Healing often takes much longer than we would like. This video is a part of my self-love series, a series in which I explore topics that will help you create and nurture a strong sense of love for yourself. Self-love is the most important form of love that there is. It has the power to heal, transform, and inspire. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you. Comment down below if you feel comfortable sharing your experience with releasing negative emotions, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one.